After scoring more than 10,000 points for 5 coaches over 7 seasons without all that much to show for it, Carmelo Anthony is finally leaving New York. The Knicks on Saturday agreed to trade Anthony, a 10-time NBA All-Star and one of the league's great offensive players, to the Oklahoma City Thunder in exchange for Enes Kanter, Doug McDermott and a second-round draft pick, according to a league official briefed on the negotiations. The deal, completed just 2 days before the start of Knicks training camp, will allow the 33-year-old Anthony to join forces in Oklahoma City with 2 other marquee players, Russell Westbrook, the NBA's reigning most valuable player, and Paul George, a 4-time All-Star, as the Thunder begin a wildly ambitious bid to challenge the supremacy of the Golden State Warriors, who have claimed 2 of the last 3 NBA championships and are the strong favorites to win another next season. At the same time, the Knicks can finally close the chapter on Anthony's turbulent tenure in New York and try to move on without him. Anthony, who desperately wanted out of New York, had been determined to join the Houston Rockets. But as training camp neared, he agreed to waive his no-trade clause for a couple of more teams, including the Thunder. It will not take Anthony long to see his old team again. The Knicks are scheduled to play their season opener in Oklahoma City on October 19. The trade comes after a tumultuous summer for the Knicks, who fired Phil Jackson after a disastrous tenure as team president and hired Scott Perry as the new general manager. It became increasingly clear that Perry, along with Steve Mills, who was promoted to team president in the wake of Jackson's departure, wanted to move on from Anthony. Both Perry and Mills have repeatedly expressed their desire to commit the struggling Knicks to a rebuilding plan that would emphasize youth and defense. Although they do not say so directly, that description seemed to leave no role for the 6'8" Anthony, who has never been much of a defender and is fairly old by basketball standards. With Saturday's deal, the Knicks signaled the continuation of a youth movement centered on Kristaps Porzingis, their 22-year-old power forward. But their defense remains in some doubt. Kanter, a 25-year-old center from Turkey, averaged 14.3 points in 21.3 minutes a game for the Thunder last season. But Billy Donovan, the coach of the Thunder, had such little faith in Kanter's defensive abilities that he could not keep him on the court in a playoff series against the Rockets last season. In May, Kanter made international headlines when he was detained in Romania after the Turkish government cancelled his travel documents. Kanter, who was later allowed to return to the United States, has been an outspoken critic of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Shortly after news of the trade broke, Kanter posted a heartfelt farewell to Oklahoma City. McDermott, a 25-year-old forward, averaged 9 points a game last season. The Thunder will be Anthony's 3rd NBA team in a professional career that began in 2003, when he was selected by the Denver Nuggets with the number 3 pick in the draft not long after he led Syracuse to an NCAA championship as an 18-year-old freshman. Anthony went on to spend 7.5 seasons with the Nuggets before forcing a trade to the Knicks in February 2011. It was a controversial deal that the Knicks owner, James Dolan, approved over the objections of Donnie Walsh, who was then the team president. Walsh did not want to surrender so many players to acquire Anthony when the Knicks could have simply waited a few more months and tried to sign him as a free agent. With the Knicks, Anthony continued to play at a high level and was an All-Star in each of his 6 full seasons with the team. He appeared in 412 regular season games for them, averaging 24.7 points, 7 rebounds and 3.2 assists while shooting 44.3% from the field and 36.9% from three-point range. For much of his tenure at Madison Square Garden, he was also the team's most popular player, a reputation owing to his wizardry on offense, his generally friendly demeanor and the fact that he had roots in New York, having been born in Red Hook, Brooklyn, before moving to Baltimore. Still, he had his detractors, too, including many fans, and coaches, who believed he was too focused on manufacturing shots for himself rather than creating for his teammates. And Anthony's individual success with the Knicks did not translate into something larger. He led them into the playoffs 3 times, but only once, in 2013, was he able to get them past the first round. In his final 4 seasons with the Knicks, they had an almost unthinkable record of 117-211. Amid this long stretch of futility, Anthony underwent knee surgery in February 2015 and missed the remainder of that season. In the 2 seasons that followed, he looked, at times, older and slower, although he was